Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Motivate You, the Winner Circle here. Your host, June Archer, and I am excited about my next guest from Coastal Carolina, drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals 2019, and now playing cornerback. That's right. He's back there making it happen, hitting them hard for the Houston Texans. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Anthony Chesley. Anthony, what's going on, brother?
How you doing, man?
Man, so glad to have you, man, on the show. I hope all is well. I hope you are safe where you are. Your family is safe where you are. How have you been coping with this COVID-19 quarantine situation?
Man, I've been good, man. My family and I has been, staying healthy. But what I've been doing is, man, I put myself on the schedule, man. I just try to stay stuck to the schedule so that, time can go by slow or fast, depending on what I'm doing.
So for you, I mean, right about now, you guys will be training and not really training camp per se, but these OTAs, you guys will be getting ready to get in the gyms and do what you got to do. You just said you've been keeping yourself busy, but mentally, how have you been preparing yourself in the event that the football season will be on schedule this
Right.
season?
So honestly, man, it's three things I've been doing. The first thing I've been doing, it's kind of like a different approach, but I've been playing chess, man.
Wow.
I fell in love with chess, like middle school, but with this time, I had nothing else to do, so I started by playing chess. And the reason why I believe chess is important because it works on memory, strategizing,
Right.
developing the plan. But not only that, my mental game, I've been learning Spanish, man. So just a different approach, but just constantly keeping those muscles working that you don't usually use. I try to use that.
No, I think that's a beautiful thing. And I feel like in this time, this is the perfect time for us to learn something, do pick up a new hobby, even go back to things that we fell in love with before that we didn't have time to actually accomplish or work on. So I think it's I commend you for doing those things. Uh, when we talk about an NFL season per se, so for those who are listening, watching, who want to get in the league, and some guys who are now after, because this is not your first rodeo now. You've done it. You got your feet wet already. What's
Yeah,
the
for
best
sure.
piece of advice you could give someone to get themselves not only physically prepared but mentally prepared to enter the game, hitting the ground running?
So what I would say is, man, so I started off, man, I was a late bloomer, man. So I didn't hit my growth spurt until like my sophomore, junior year in high school. So what I had to rely on was just consistent hard work. Whatever the chances or whatever the situation may be, I believe that hard work always beats talent. And it may sound cliche, but in my shoes, that's what I stand by. You put the work in and eventually the results will show. So no
Yeah,
matter what you're going through,
I believe you because I feel like sometimes talent is overrated because you have some players. They talk about tangibles and intangibles, right? And there are people who have some intangibles that far outweigh those who are bigger and stronger. They may just know how to read the playbook a little bit better. They know how to read the deep, offense and defense a little bit better. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about the intangibles that make you succeed out on that football field.
yeah, man. So honestly, man, I believe the mental aspect of it is it's a bit overlooked. You know, mainly from the idea or just not the fans not being able to actually see behind closed doors what athletes, especially football players, have to deal with. They say you have to train your body, but also train your mind as as much, if not more. But it's so much things from X's and O's, from knowing what to expect. As a cornerback, we don't know where the receiver's going. So that's a disadvantage on our behalf. But I believe there are indicators. Where is he lying? Is it split formation? What is his tendencies? So those type of things will hold you over. But like I said, man, like in high school, college, man, in college, I knew a little bit, about the game, but once I got in the NFL, man, I was exposed to just everything is so detailed. It's to something small as a signal of a
Mm,
or you brush your knee. That's a signal to the receiver. You know, it's something small as that.
right.
It's
And paying
it's it's
attention to those
crazy.
things, those small
It,
little details.
it's crazy, man.
Now,
I'm
how was the
shocked every day.
transition? How was that transition from college when you played at Coastal Carolina and you first got to the Bengals? How was that transition as an athlete after you've been playing college? And how was the game much faster? Were you used to the pace of the game? Take us through that process.
So um, I would say the game is much faster for sure. I would That's no question about it. It's so in college, man. For example, like I'm a pretty fast guy. So in college, you can rely much more on your speed or as much so your talent than as opposed to in the NFL, man. You have to really have technique. Whether it's if you lose at the line, your eyes have to be in the right place. Your feet have to be situated properly. You have to have a game plan pre-snap. And I believe that the more experience that I had, whether it's in practice or games, I was able to actually understand that. And honestly, the more you learn or the more experience you get, the better you get. That's it. Because
You got
those
to get
guys,
those reps in.
every guy in the league is a freak athlete just like you. You know what I'm saying? What makes you different than the next guy?
Right. So now I want to get into this because I feel like I've always had these conversations. I'm a huge Patriots fan. So there will be times where, after winning a Super Bowl, people will get at me and say, "Oh, man, y'all ain't play nobody. Y'all not playing nobody." And I keep telling them, this is the National Football League. All these guys are top notch. So you
Right,
can't say that this team is trash. You can't say this ain't a good team, or
right,
it may not be the caliber of a particular team, but these guys are all professional athletes. Like this is the best of the best that have
for
made
sure.
these teams. What do you say to those people who are like, "Oh man, that team ain't no good.
Man, my
You guys
thing
ain't play
is,
nobody this week."
if you in the NFL, man, I respect you, like straight up. If you come from, no matter if you come from D1, D2, I don't honestly, in my eyes, man, you're good. So, like, you didn't get to this level on accident.
Right.
There are some outliers like politics. What school he went to, but who he know. But in my eyes, man, anybody can get knocked out any given Sunday. Oh, just like in a boxing ring, man. Anybody you
Any given
fighting, man.
Sunday.
Man, that's all it takes, man, for him to make a name on you. So, you know, that's my take on it.
How excited are you with this new season approaching? And hopefully, I feel like between now and the end of the year, we should be good. How are you feeling about playing for the Texans this year? I mean, great, coming off of a great year last year. Some exciting things happened for them. A lot of pieces came together. How do you feel about the new season and the team that you guys have going into the new season?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling pretty confident in terms of, personally, this is a great opportunity for me, especially because now that my first year is over with, I have the luxury of OTAs. Although it's virtual, I'm able to, start from day one with regards to the playbook. When you're a rookie, man, they throw you out there and you get the playbook and you have a certain amount of time to grasp
Learn
it.
everything.
But around this time, man, you just get the opportunity to spend more time with the material, you know, because physically everyone good, but mentally it's a mental game.
I love that you keep referring back to that because I think it's very important for anything that we do. And I want to ask you to directly speak to listeners and viewers that you know people go into things, they have dreams and aspirations of doing things, and we talk about the school aspect of it. How important, no matter if you want to be in the music business, if you want to be in professional sports, how important is that academic piece? And we know everyone's not cut out for school. So I want to
Yeah,
take it back. Like, even just let's just talk about high school
right.
specifically. Like, how important is it to read or write when it comes to your profession?
Exactly, man. So in college, oh man, that's the house phone ringing. You hear that, man?
No, it's all good, brother.
All right. So look, so in college, man, I got my bachelor's in 3 years in public health, and then I got my master's in sport management in a year. So I'm obviously an advocate for school, but in terms of just education, I believe I'm all for it. You need it, whether it's math skills, science. It doesn't matter. Those things, not everything is applicable to the real world, but there are a lot of things that, man, you can learn. You can learn at school that would definitely translate over to the real world. Simple things, simple
Simple things
things.
like reading your contract or understanding
Yeah,
the money piece
financial
of it.
financial literacy. And honestly, man, in school they spend time on it, but they don't spend as much time on it as you would like. But still, it has it introduces you to a foundation. Just the simple things, because you can get ripped off so easy. It's a dirty world.
How,
Everybody don't have your
how
best interest.
How well does the NFL do in preparing rookies when they come into the league? In your opinion, you know, uh, uh, just being as candid as you possibly can, like mentally preparing you for the financial piece of it. Like we just talked about financial literacy, like how important, because you hear about later on, whether you get the big contract or not, at some point you run out of money. Like there's no money.
Right.
Everybody doesn't get the accolades to keep going. Some people don't get the money to keep somebody. There's no pension per se for certain people based on how long you have been or have not been
Yeah.
in the league. So
Right.
how well do they prepare you guys when you get in the league?
I believe that they prepare us pretty well, man. We have lessons. We have I remember last year we had rookie meetings, like I believe it was once a week, and they talk about these things, financial literacy being one of the most important ones. And they just explain, man. As a rookie, you get in the league, and typically, I know in my situation, I was undrafted. Actually, I was undrafted, but I was the first guy in my family to go to the NFL. So you get this, you get this perception, family asking for money. So they kind of introduce you to the idea that people will ask for money, but you have to learn how to say no. You have to decipher, is it genuine? Am I gonna get the money back? Then when you start making money, they explain to you how to invest in it. Um, Now in this off season, NFL has been having webinars on like real estate. Just overall enhancing your brand off the field, and that's something that I've been doing, and I highly encourage, because it's a lot of wisdom out there from former players to NFL legends. So the NFL provides you with plenty of resources to use, especially with financial literacy.
No, that's amazing, man. I'm glad to hear that because I always feel like we put our young people out there in these professional sports
Right,
and entertainment, and we don't give them the tools necessary when it
right,
comes to the financial piece, reading contracts, and really
right,
letting them know that, yeah, we know that whether you might have made the jump from high school to the pros or if you left school early, that just the fundamentals of education are super important no matter what it is that you want to do. So I thank you so much for being an advocate
right.
in that regard. For you, for the young person who's looking to get into the league now or want to pursue sports, what is the best piece of advice that you have gotten that you could share with them today?
I would say, honestly, like I said before, hard work and dedication. Those are the things that I've relied on since I started football, basketball, track. You just have to, you know, you might not be the biggest guy, the fastest guy, the strongest guy, but as long as you beat on your craft, you just have to beat on your craft. Just beat on it, man. It's a book. It's called Atomic Habits, and it's a great book. But it tells us that no matter what you do, you establish habits and you do it consistently, and those habits compound. You know how they, in financial literacy, they say compounding. So it compounds. And before you know it, man, you beat on your skill, the talent combined, the mix, man,
Right.
it's a beautiful, it's a
Muscle memory. That's where
product.
magic happens.
It's amazing, man.
So what can you tell us today of the things that you're doing right now during this current pandemic that we have that you're doing? You talked about chess earlier, but is there any physical routine that you're doing now that you could share with us? That I myself, I'm fasting. Getting myself doing some walking. Trying to do my crunches and my push-ups. But for you're playing at a higher level.
Yeah.
What are you doing to physically stay in shape right now?
Well, it's funny you mentioned fasting, man, because I've been reading a lot on holistic, the whole holistic approach, herbs and things of that nature. But in terms of physicality, man, I get up. Well, so Monday through Friday, I get up in the mornings, and I just train. Depending on the day, I may run some hills, jump rope up a hill. Other days I may break down fundamentals in terms of on the field things like backpedaling, pressing the receiver, special teams, or I may hit a playground and hit some pull-ups, jail style, push-ups, pull-ups, lunges. It all depends, man, because gyms are closed, so I'm pretty much limited in that aspect. But in creativity, man, I'm pretty good at that.
Right,
I
right,
paid
right.
attention. Growing up in the gym, working with strength coaches. I have a lot under my belt, man. So that's what I've been doing.
Man, Anthony, we're gonna be excited to see what the season holds for you, man. Where can we follow you? Where can they like you? And what are some things that you're working on that we could support right now?
So man, so on Instagram you can follow me at Tony Tone. It's TonyTonee. So 3 E's and 2 underscores. But bottom line is, if you look me up on Instagram, type in my name, Anthony Chesley. And honestly, man, right now I have a project, or I'm thinking about, I have something I have going on with the Boys and Girls Club in Virginia, in Arlington, where I'm helping the kids, stay active, whether it's video recording myself doing the exercises, something small, but something that I feel like means a lot in the community, especially during these times now, where a lot of kids really, they probably at home playing Fortnite.
Right,
I'm
right.
not saying don't play Fortnite, but
But you
can't
gotta
sit
you gotta mix
it.
it up a little bit.
For sure.
Keep their mind sharp.
Oh,
I mean, right now is the time we have to really make sure that our young people are getting the attention that they need to get, focused not only on studies, having a good time, and kind of being able to appreciate what's going on during this time. So keep these young people in mind, keep them focused. And if there's anything that we could do for any of those kids in the Boys and Girls Club, please let me know. I would love to give them some words of encouragement, inspiration, or motivation in what it is that they're doing. So please keep us in mind for that. Ladies and gentlemen, please support Anthony Chesley, Houston Texans, cornerback, gonna get busy this season. Anthony, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. And listen, like it, love it, share it. This is the Winner Circle, Motivate You, with your host, June Archer. Thank y'all for tuning in.